I just got some new boards in. What I did here is I replaced my playfield light boards. Instead of clockable, these are non-clockable. So these are the 2812 chips. What else do we got here? These are GI light boards. So these will actually have elevated LEDs that come up above the playfield and light. MOSFET driver boards. This is the first time I've done SMT straight to the surface, straight from the factory. Before I was soldering all the MOSFETs by hand. So we're going to check that. Design should be identical to what I had, just that those are on there. They also have pins like a lot of other people. Let's see if I can see it here. They have pins like a lot of other people where if this were to burn out, you can remove it and put in a through hole one right there in front. And I spaced them separately like that because these are really tiny, so the through hole ones, they're a little bit wider, so this gives a little bit more spacing by doing them that way. Also to note, I have a bunch of circuitry here. That actually just boosts the signal here up to a full 12 volts. So a lot of guys run logic level, and even the logic level MOSFETs can run higher voltage, which is better for power handling. We'll see. I mean, I could probably get away with 5 volts like a lot of other people are doing. However, I'm running at 12 volts, which means it gets better power handling. That's all. These are my same boards here. I just added a couple other things. One thing to note would be right over here, there's now a GPIO, so there's 8 extra pins that you can turn on and off. So for instance, do I have one here? Yes, I do. So this is a Gerbil board for CNC controllers. If you take these little red chips off, they're actually just stepper motor controllers, and they take a step in direction. So what you could do is if you wanted to plug a stepper motor in, you would plug it here, and you would just designate one of those pins as the step, and one is the direction. And you can have it just spin and turn a motor. So if you have like the worm in, what's that game? The Barrels of Fun game with the worm mech. You would just designate that you have a stepper motor there and the pins for it, and it would just output that there straight to one of those red chips, and then it would be able to spin that worm mech up and down. And if you put a limit switch on it, you can have the normal code sequence, check that and whatnot, and you can see if it's too high or not. These are the same boards that I already had before. Just needed more input boards. And these are just a test run right here. These are for coils. So I was thinking about actually having the coils. These would be mounted straight onto a coil. And then you could actually just screw down a coil wire rather than solder and stuff. So I thought maybe it'd be faster if you just screw them in. I would assume so. You don't have to deal with, the less soldering you do, it's a little bit easier and quicker, I think. And you don't get solder blowing in your face all day. Need a fan on it. That is pretty much it. What we're doing now, I just set up my crimp machine again. So this guy's ready to go. And what we're going to do here, so I got Omar. He is one of the guys that streams for the Batcave Pinball in Florida, all the tournaments. He has a machine like this. I think it's a Williams Getaway. And he rethemed it and put an upper playfield and a bunch of stuff. He's got some other mechs that are not displayed here. But this is basically what he took. I took it from photos he gave me, and then underneath the hood, his game is completely stripped and ready for wiring, which is very nice. So I recreated the game so that we could program it for him. And then underneath the hood, I did a layout for some circuit boards. And so all these wires, I've showed it before, but we just go up here in the corner, and it just tells me all the wires that we're going through. And I just get updated here. So these are gonna just come out. Sorry, it actually just crashed. I gotta fix that. So what that's gonna do, eventually I'm gonna do it by hand and measure them and then cut them and crimp them right there. But what that's gonna do is you're gonna have wires coming through here, red, green, blue, yellow, all that stuff. They're just gonna feed out. So that software right there is gonna say, hey, I need a blue wire, 7 inches, and it's gonna feed 7 inches out here. We cut it and just crimp it and plug it in right away. So we don't pre-wire harness anything here like the other guys. When you cut a wire and it gets crimped, it's going right onto the playfield, and then you're doing that one by one. You're not doing a whole harness and then plugging the whole harness in. I created this whole system because I wanted to support custom shops. So one, this is an easy way for me to, if you just want me to cut and crimp the wires and I say this is wire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you can go ahead and plug them in yourself, and you just boot up Pinball Designer and it'll tell you there. Crimping is annoying, so it's a good little feature to have there. But I did this because if I got random machines coming in. I can't build boards and measure everything. I need the data, and I need to just start cutting wires and crimping them and get it done if it's a custom shop game. Another thing coming up here, this is another local guy. He's about 20 minutes from me. I stopped at his house. Unfortunately, his setup was a little bit not where I wanted it to be yet, and just time limited. Eventually, I just took the playfield basically. So what we're gonna do here is he has a game. I've talked about it before. I can show the front actually here a little bit. So he's got his game down there. So it's all there, it's all bare. Again, same way as this other guy. So it's really nice. And we had started to plug in some boards. I took the other boards out momentarily, but same thing. Instead of going through Pinball Designer, I'll just do this one by hand. So I'm just gonna plug boards wherever, measure the wires, cut, crimp, plug them in, and then we'll have this game up and running. Basically, he's got this all represented in Pinball Designer, the whole top of the playfield I showed you, so that he can write code and everything. Basically, he had worked with some other companies, circuit boards and different things, and he said he started that a year ago. It was really confusing. It's hard to just even get a flipper flipping. So basically, I just want to get this going, and then he can go plug it in and start, running his code and pressing buttons and watch the flippers kick and stuff. So that's pretty much it, guys. We'll give you some updates individually on these, how we did these, and how they're going. So that'll be in the next 2 or 3 weeks.